Once upon a time, in a small village by the sea, there lived a young man named Aryan. He was only 22 years old, but he had big dreams. He wanted to be a skilled sailor, someone who could sail through terrible sea storms to distant lands. But there was a problem. Aryan was never successful. Every time he took his small boat out to sea, it would fail for one reason or another. Sometimes the waves would capsize the boat. Sometimes it would lose direction and drift away. The people of the village would laugh at him. They would say, "This boy will never be a sailor." But Aryan did not give up. He tried again, even though he failed every time. However, after each failure, fear started to build up inside him. One night, sitting on the seashore, he looked up at the sky and said to himself, "Can I really do it? Or will I give up like everyone else?" Just then, an old fisherman from the village came to him. The old man had spent many years at sea. He sat next to Aryan and smiled softly and said, "You know, the sea does not let anyone conquer easily, but those who keep trying, the sea eventually shows them the way." The old man told a story. He said, "When I was young, I almost drowned in the sea 3 times. Everyone said I was doomed, but each time I came back and started again. And one day, the sea accepted me as its friend." Remember, Aryan, those who don't lose are the real winners. Hearing the old man's words, a new light shone in Aryan's mind. He vowed that no matter how many times he fell, he would get up. The next morning, Aryan went out into the sea again. At first, the waves scared him, the wind rocked him, but this time he did not break. He had only one goal in mind: to reach the end. He learned from his mistakes. Where he had been in a hurry before, he now had patience. Where he had been afraid, he now had confidence. Day after day, month after month, Aryan tried again and again. Each journey was a new lesson. Finally, one day, after many attempts, he was able to reach the distant island. When he returned to the village, tears of joy were in his eyes. Everyone looked at him in surprise. The boy who everyone thought was a failure is now the bravest sailor in the village. The youth of the village came to him and said, "Aryan, how come you didn't give up, even after failing so many times?" He smiled and said, "Every time I studied, I thought it was not the end, but a new lesson. Failure made me stronger. If I had stopped after the first failure, I wouldn't have been here today." Friends, Aryan's story teaches us that failure is not the end. Failure is a new opportunity to learn. When we stand up after every failure, we become stronger. Success comes to those who don't give up. If you liked this story, please like the video and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more inspiring stories like this. Thank you for being with us. See you again in the next story with new learnings and new inspirations. Until then, keep trying, keep believing, and never give up.